Hey guys, look what I got. The latest from Dbpower. 4K action camera. Coming up. Well, in today's world, action cameras are not just for skiing trips or your action scenes. A lot of people are using them for home movies. Here's some of the details on this. Whoa, what is that? Anti-shale? I guess that means anti-shake, a little spelling error. Well, let's get back and look at some of the packaging here. Here's some of the details on the specs on this. 4K, 25 frames a second, three-dimensional anti-shake technology. Well, we'll talk about that later. 2-inch LCD screen on the back. Now, the case that this comes in, I was very much impressed with. Nice hard case. You've got all of your accessories inside. It comes with an extra battery, 1050 milliamp hour battery. It has a remote for photo and also for video. There's the camera, and its waterproof case is supposed to be good for 30 meters or 100 feet. And like I said, all of the usual attachments, GoPro style attachments, and this case had a lot of them, which I was very much impressed with. A little skeleton case there, and up on top you've got a belt, another back, and they even send you a selfie stick, which is really cool. But now let's get to the good part, and let's see how good is the video. Alright, the Dbpower 4K action camera. This is 1080p at 30 frames a second. Now we're at 1080 at 60 frames per second. You hear the grass cutter out on the roadway. Now we're shooting at 2.7K, 30 frames a second. And now shooting in 4K at 25 frames a second. Very overcast today. And now back to 2.7K. We're going to check the audio on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am holding the gimbal and the camera approximately 2 feet away from my face, so get a good idea of what the sound is like regarding the microphone audio. There's a wasp right there. My daughter's apple tree, which looks like it's getting a fungus on it. Now I am using a gimbal for this. I believe in the packaging it said that it had electronic image stabilization, although handheld, if it does have it, it's not great, but you know, most action cameras do not have very good image stabilization to begin with, so that's why I'm using a gimbal with this one. just to give you a rough idea of smooth footage and what it could look like. Get there, right, Blackie? Oh boy. Oh boy, you good boy, yes. You good boy? So now let's look at some video I shot the other day in the swimming pool. Well, I had a couple of viewers ask about doing some low light testing with these action cameras. So this is indoors with some CFL bulbs in the kitchen. This is 1080 at 30 frames a second. I'll walk into the library here. This is no light. It is 6:30 p.m. here in Texas. So it's starting to get a little bit dark outside, but it's a very dark room. Imagine there's going to be a lot of noise in the video, which would be to be expected. This is just walking handheld, so we'll see how shaky that the video is. So, what are my final thoughts about the Dbpower 4K action camera? I like it. I think it's a very cool little camera. I think the quality is very nice given the price point of this camera. Now, on the plus side, I think the video quality is very nice. I think the sharpness is very nice. The color details, very nice on this camera. 1080p at 30, thumbs up. 1080p at 60, I'll touch on that in a second. 2.7K at 30, I thought was great. 4K at 25 frames a second, you see a little bit of frame stuttering, and that also happened in 1080 at 60, where it almost looked like it was double frames or dropping frames. So I don't think the 60 frames per second is actually accurate. So where this camera shines is going to be at 1080 at 30 frames a second, 2.7 at 30 frames a second. Especially when you're talking about a bit rate that's, 60 megabits or higher at the 2.7, which I thought was very, very nice. The 2-inch HD screen on the back, very nice. The microphone quality, it's about on par with what you're going to get with an action camera nowadays. It wasn't that really tinny sound, but it wasn't fantastic either, but it was okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I put it right in the 5 range to 6 range, at 10 being the best. Navigation of the menu was very good. It doesn't have a sharpness option. It does not have a volume option for the microphone. It does not have a color option where you can pick normal color, warmer, daylight, tungsten. So you kind of get what you get. But then again, you know, sometimes less is more, because when you start adding a lot more features to a camera, if the firmware in the chip is not capable of handling all these extra bits of information that you're throwing at it, or extra demands that you're putting on the camera, then it's best just to leave it simple and let it perform the best that it can at the chipset that it has. The battery life on this at 1080 at 30, I got an hour and 12 minutes. At 2.7K, I got about 48 minutes of non-stop footage. So just a little FYI, but the nice thing is they give you 2 batteries. So not only do you get the camera and the waterproof case, but you get 2 batteries, all the accessories, and that nice hard shell. Nice hard shell case. I really like this. I'm going to use this a lot. The verdict on Dbpower 4K action camera, I give it a thumbs up. I like it. I think it's very, very good. Considering everything when you think about price point. Now, if you want to compare it to a GoPro Hero 5, you can't do it. If you want to compare it to the Sony X3000, don't do it, because they're different leagues completely. I mean, but for the budget action camera market, this is a good buy. So I give it a thumbs up. I'll put a product link in the description below. If you have any comments about this video, please comment. I respond to all the comments below. Also, if you're not a subscriber, think about subscribing today. And when you do subscribe, click that little bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. Dbpower, I like it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.